Hey there. Have you ever opened your closet, stared at rows of neatly hanging dresses, and still sighed? Not because you don't have anything to wear, but because you don't see yourself in any of them anymore. That one dress you used to shine in, now it just feels like it belongs to someone else. Someone more energized, more certain, more younger maybe. At some point, did we start choosing dresses because they're practical instead of because they make us feel beautiful? Did getting dressed after 50 become more about covering up and less about showing up with presence and grace? I'm a fashion designer who works closely with women in midlife, and I've heard it all. I just don't know what looks right on me anymore. Wearing a dress feels off somehow. As long as it's loose and hides my tummy, I'll take it. But here's the thing, a dress at 30 might have just been about fashion, but at 60, it becomes a quiet declaration of your story. It doesn't just say how old you are. It whispers how far you've come, what you've overcome, and how you choose to move through life now. Still, here's a truth no one talks about. So many women over 50 are still choosing the wrong dresses, not because they don't know better, but because they've been conditioned to prioritize convenience over intention. They pick dresses that are easy to wear, easy to wash, but don't realize those same dresses are shortening their silhouette, hiding their figure, and dulling their natural elegance. And the saddest part, they start to believe age is the problem, when really it's just the dress. Welcome to Bold After 50, a place where we gently unlearn old habits and rediscover how to dress in a way that reflects who we truly are. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you find this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with a friend. It means the world and keeps this space growing. Now, let's get into today's topic. We're breaking down 6 common dress styles that often take away from your shape and elegance after 50. And more importantly, I'll show you how to gracefully swap them out for pieces that flatter, feel amazing, and look effortlessly polished. This isn't about chasing trends. It's about dressing yourself again. The fuller, wiser, more confident version of you. Let's begin. Short dresses. When length starts lying to your confidence. Let's talk about a dress style many of us used to love. But that same dress is now the one that makes us feel uncertain. Yes, we're talking about short dresses. Not because short dresses aren't pretty, but because they don't fit the story anymore, especially when our body's proportions start changing after 50. In our 30s, a dress that hit 6 or 7 inches above the knee made our legs look longer, our frame look taller, and our energy feel youthful and fresh. But somewhere along the line, that same length becomes a trap. It visually cuts your body in half, making your legs look shorter, your torso longer, and throwing off your natural balance. I once had a 56-year-old client come into a fitting room with a straight, thigh-length dress. She stood in front of the mirror for a long time and then quietly asked me, "Do my legs look kind of chopped off now?" It wasn't her legs, it was the dress, which was no longer her friend. You see, if we don't evolve how we dress with time, then time has a sneaky way of taking back the confidence we once had. The design perspective. Why short dresses lose their charm after 50. From a designer's eye, short dresses, especially those more than 4 inches above the knee, require 2 things: Balanced leg-to-torso proportions, especially around the knees and thighs. Firm, evenly toned skin on the legs, without prominent veins or deep wrinkles. After 50, our bodies naturally shift. Skin gets thinner, muscle tone changes, and knees may lose that smooth, youthful roundness. Even if your legs are still slim, a short hemline can draw attention to the exact areas you don't want to highlight, making the overall look feel less graceful, more exposed. And let's not forget, short dresses usually come in tight or shapeless cuts. If they aren't well tailored, they emphasize the belly or hips, which can feel uncomfortable, especially when walking or sitting down. But here's the real problem: how you feel wearing it. Women over 50 don't keep wearing short dresses because they don't know better. They wear them because they remember how confident they once felt in them. And that makes total sense. I've heard things like, "I used to walk down the street in a short dress and feel amazing. People always complimented my legs back then. And now, longer dresses just make me feel old." But friend, your legs are still beautiful. It's just time for a more mature way to show them off. You don't need to reveal your entire knee or thigh to feel radiant. It's about choosing the right length, something that hints at your shape but honors your elegance. What to wear instead? Elongate the leg without going short. Instead of dresses that stop way above the knee, aim for styles that fall right at the knee or just an inch or two above. This length keeps the leg line smooth, your figure balanced, and pairs beautifully with all kinds of shoes and outerwear. Fabrics to love: high-quality linen, light and breathable but structured enough to hold shape. Soft cotton blends, skims the body without clinging or wrinkling easily. Heavy satin or silk twill adds a touch of elegant shine and flows gracefully with every step. Smart styling tips: nude or skin tone pointed toe shoes. These extend the visual line of your legs. High waist or A-line silhouettes. They draw the eye upward and make the lower half feel lighter. Cropped jackets that stop at the hip. Keep proportions in check without overwhelming your shape. Avoid ankle straps. They break the leg line and make your legs appear shorter. The deeper message: dress to stand tall, not to be seen. There's nothing wrong with short dresses, but when they no longer flatter you, even the prettiest one can work against your confidence. The real question is, how short is too short? It's, do I feel myself in this? Let's remember this. You don't show off your figure to be seen by others. You do it to remind yourself to stand tall in the body you live in today. Aging may shift our shape, sure, but it also gifts us something our 30s couldn't: poise, calm, and eyes that know how to choose what truly serves us. So when you pick a dress that's just a few inches longer, you're not hiding anything. You're actually elevating the whole look with your experience and grace. Up next, we're tackling a dress style that seems safe, but is secretly sabotaging the figures of countless women over 50. The straight, shapeless dress. It's way more common than you think. And most of us reach for it just because it's comfortable. But let's find out why that comfort might be costing you your presence. You won't want to miss it. Too many ruffles, when femininity gets lost in the frills. There's something I often whisper to the women who come to me for style advice after turning 50. Your femininity doesn't come from how many ruffles are on your dress. It comes from the grace you've earned living half a century as yourself. And yet, so many women wrap themselves in dresses overloaded with ruffles. Not because they love them, but because they believe. This makes me look soft. This makes me feminine. But the truth, they walk into a room and no one remembers their face. Just a blur of frills that looks more like a walking curtain than a confident woman. Ruffles, when a symbol of softness becomes a styled trap. Let's be clear. Ruffles can be beautiful. They've been a symbol of femininity for centuries. From the Rococo era to today's runways, ruffles have always brought movement, charm, and sometimes a whisper of sensuality. The problem isn't the ruffles themselves. It's how we use them. And more importantly, how much is too much. After 50, our bodies change. Shoulders round, waists soften, posture shifts. When we pile on layers of ruffles on the sleeves, the hem, the neckline, the waist, we're not adding elegance. We're drowning ourselves in fabric. The body disappears. The eye gets confused. And the presence we do of gets swallowed up. From a designer's eye, ruffles aren't wrong, the overload is. Imagine this, a dress with 4 tiers of ruffles from chest to knee, puffy ruffled sleeves, a lacy ruffled neckline. It's not style, it's a visual overload. Especially on a woman over 50 who deserves to be seen, not hidden. I always tell my design students, ruffles are like a note in a beautiful song, not the whole brass section playing at once. One soft ruffle at the hem that moves with your walk. Lovely. A delicate ruffle along the waistline or neckline. Charming. But stack them all together, and suddenly your body disappears in a sea of pleats and fluff. Good designers never add ruffles just to fill space. Every detail must serve a purpose. The real issue, it's not the dress, it's the mindset. Many women in their 50s and 60s choose ruffle-heavy dresses thinking, this makes me look feminine, maybe even younger. But in reality, the more ruffles, the more likely you are to look like you're reaching backward, trying to copy a version of yourself from 20 years ago. True femininity isn't decoration. It's presence. It's walking into a room and being felt. Through your calm eyes, graceful stride, and steady energy. You don't need layers of ruffles to feel like a woman. Sometimes, the most feminine woman in the room is the one in a simple, flowing dress. Soft fabric, clean lines, nothing loud, yet everyone notices her. So what's the alternative? Style that's soft, grown-up and elegant. If ruffle-heavy dresses aren't doing you any favors, here's what to try instead. Dresses with subtle ruffle details. A single ruffle at the hem, a soft flounce on the sleeve, a small gathered edge at the waist, just enough to add movement without the chaos. Choose refined fabrics. Go for fabrics that drape beautifully, soft silk or satin, light cotton blends, flowy linen. Avoid stiff or bulky materials that add unnecessary volume. Smart pairings. When wearing ruffles, keep the rest of the outfit clean and minimal. Pair with solid color tops, sleek shoes, think block heels or pointed toe sandals, and simple silhouettes. Tone down the accessories. Skip big scarves, chunky necklaces, or oversized earrings. Let your presence, not your outfit, do the talking. A little fashion philosophy for women over 50. I once asked a beautiful, poised 58-year-old woman, what kind of dress makes you feel most yourself? She smiled and said, the ones that don't try too hard. Sometimes the most elegant thing is the thing you barely notice. That's it. True elegance doesn't scream. It whispers with confidence. We've just peeled back the layers, pun intended. On ruffles. and discovered that too much of a good thing can steal your spotlight. But we're not done. Up next, we're talking about another common fashion misstep for women over 50, oversized, shapeless dresses. They seem comfy and safe. But are they quietly erasing your figure and your presence? Let's find out together in the next part. Shapeless dresses. When comfort starts to hide your presence. Let me ask you something, friend. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror, wearing one of those extra roomy dresses and thought, well, at least it's comfortable. But then, a moment later, you catch your reflection and something feels off. No shape, no silhouette, no sense of who you are. It's like the dress is covering more than your body. It's hiding your spirit, too. After 50, comfort matters, but so does presence. At 50 or 60, we begin to crave simplicity, freedom, ease. We no longer want to be squeezed into tight clothes or trendy cuts. So those big, loose-fitting dresses, those oversized maxes that feel like cozy blankets, start to look like the obvious choice. And I get it. But as someone who's worked with hundreds of women over 50, let me gently say this. Just because something feels good doesn't mean it looks good. The issue isn't the length. It's the lack of intention. A dress without structure won't do you justice. A maxi dress isn't wrong. But when a dress has no shape at all, no waist, no structure, no points of interest, your body gets lost in a sea of fabric. Your waist disappears. Your height gets chopped up. And worst of all, your energy, the way you carry yourself, gets muted. People can't tell where your shape begins or ends. It's not that you look bad. You just vanish. Many women tell themselves, I'm not trying to show off anymore. I just want to feel comfortable. And that's fair. But fashion isn't about showing off. It's about being seen in the way you want to be seen. If you want to project softness, elegance, strength, or confidence, your dress should support that, not smother it. A shapeless dress doesn't say, I'm free. It says, I'm fading. And girl, this is not the age to fade. This is the age to shine differently. From a designer's perspective, fit is the soul of a dress. A beautiful dress, especially for a woman over 50, should still have intentional structure. Even if it's flowy or loose, the design must be thoughtful. A gentle nip at the waist, a soft pleat on the shoulder or bust, a subtle side slit that adds movement. You don't need to wear tight clothing. But your dress should hug where it helps and drape where it flatters. People often think little details like darts, seams, or shaping are too much. But in truth, those tiny details are what make a dress look high-end, well-made, and powerful. Smart alternatives. Comfort without hiding. Love feeling free and effortless. You don't have to sacrifice style. Here are a few designer-approved swaps for shapeless dresses. A maxi dress with a soft cinch at the waist or a slim belt. It gives back your shape without squeezing you. An ankle-length A-line dress. Fitted at the top, gently flaring below the hips. This classic silhouette elongates the body and keeps the look feminine. A wrap dress. Perfect for midlife bodies. It adjusts easily, flatters your curves, and always feels put together. Choose the right fabric. Go for soft draping materials like premium linen, flowing cotton, or matte silk. Avoid stiff or bulky fabrics that either sag or balloon. Keep accessories intentional. Pair your dress with sleek shoes, like a low mule heel, delicate sandals, or even a white sneaker if you're going for a modern, casual vibe. Choose a structured handbag to give your outfit balance and polish. If everything you wear is loose and unshaped, including your bag, you risk losing all definition. A fashion philosophy for women who have lived. I once asked a striking, 60-year-old woman, "What kind of dress makes you feel most like yourself?" She smiled and said, "The ones that don't try to hide me. Real elegance isn't about being loud. It's about being clear." That hit home, because here's the truth. You don't need to wear dramatic clothes to make a statement. You just need a dress that lets your light come through. Form doesn't mean restriction. Form means support, like a frame supports a masterpiece. So as we wrap this section, remember, a beautiful dress should shape your presence, not erase it. Don't trade away your essence for an oversized sense of comfort. You deserve better. You deserve a wardrobe that helps you show up with grace, with clarity, and with intention. We're diving into a type of dress that seems polished, elegant, and age-appropriate. But when styled the wrong way, it can age you more than your actual years. Yes, we're talking about those plain, serious colors. The small details that secretly ruin your look. Elastic waistbands, thin fabrics, and loud prints. Sometimes it's not the big, obvious things that throw off an outfit. It's the quiet little details, so subtle you barely notice them, but they slowly chip away at your elegance. And here's the twist. Those same details are often found in the clothes we wear the most, our go-to easy dresses. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, "This dress looks fine, but I don't feel like me"? Chances are the issue isn't you. It's the tiny design choices you didn't think twice about, like an all-around elastic waist, a super thin fabric, or a bold, oversized print. Let's break it down. 1. Elastic waistbands, comfortable or careless. Look, no one's denying the ease of an elastic waist dress. They're flexible. They're forgiving. They're an all-day kind of comfy. But after 50, your waistline deserves more than just comfort. It deserves intention. Here's the problem with full elastic waists. When you sit, it bunches up and pulls the fabric in awkward ways. When you stand, it loses structure, making even a high-quality fabric look cheap. And when you move, it draws attention to the belly area, something most women over 50 don't exactly want to highlight. Design tip: a dress with a flat waistband in the front and elastic in the back is the best of both worlds. It keeps the front smooth and polished, where eyes naturally go, while still giving you the flexibility and comfort you want. 2 loud prints, when the dress steals the spotlight. Big florals, chunky stripes, bold, vibrant colors. These patterns were fun in our 20s and 30s, but after 50, elegance is less about "look at me" and more about quiet confidence. Here's what happens with oversized or loud prints. They overwhelm your frame and make you fade into the background. They distort your proportions, often making your torso look shorter or rounder. And they clash with accessories or hairstyles, making the overall look feel chaotic. Instead, opt for smaller florals, mini polka dots, or fine stripes. These types of patterns create a softer, more balanced look, supporting your presence without competing with it. 3. Thin fabrics, when breezy turns into see-through. I once had a client, 58 years old, who told me she loved lightweight cotton dresses. "They're cool, they're airy, and so easy to throw on," she said. But one day, under a supermarket's bright lighting, she caught her reflection in the glass. She could see everything, her underwear lines, every wrinkle in the fabric, every seam. She told me, I felt like I disappeared. This is what happens with ultra-thin fabric. You can see undergarments, even if you're wearing skin tone pieces. The dress wrinkles easily, making it look sloppy. It has no structure, so it hangs limply and does nothing for your shape. A better choice? Try pont knit, a thick, stretchy fabric that keeps its form and looks polished. Or go for lined cotton or a linen blend, which gives movement without transparency. For summer dresses, make sure the bottom half has at least a light lining. Even a sheer inner layer shows care and adds a touch of elegance. For why do so many women over 50 choose easy clothes? Part of it is practicality. Part of it is a body that's changed and a fear of trying something new. But this kind of safety dressing can slowly take the joy out of getting dressed. Every time you pick a dress because it's quick to wear, no need to try on, or easy to match, you're quietly shrinking your own sense of expression. You don't need to wear dramatic or complicated styles, but you do deserve pieces that are thoughtfully made, with fabrics that flatter your shape, colors that love your skin, and details that remind you. I still care about how I feel in my clothes. 5. So, how do you make more refined choices? Here are 3 quick questions to ask yourself before you buy or wear that dress. Does this fabric make me feel confident in natural sunlight? Will the waistband keep its shape when I sit down? Do the prints on this dress support me or distract from me? If you hesitate on any of these, try this instead. Flat front plus back elastic equals comfy without looking sloppy. Small patterns plus neutral tones equals subtle but never boring. Medium weight fabric plus light lining equals modest without feeling heavy. Final thought. Elegance is always found in the details, especially the ones no one talks about. No one can see the inner lining of your dress, but you know it's there. And a woman who truly values herself knows that even the smallest touches matter. Speaking of detail, there's one more type of dress we have to talk about. It's often considered classy and feminine. It should feel luxurious, but more often than not, it ends up feeling outdated or even awkward. Yes, I'm talking about lace dresses. In part 6, we're peeling back the layers, literally and figuratively, to ask the real question. Can lace still work after 50? Or has it become the most misunderstood fabric of all? Stay with me, because this next one might surprise you. Elegant women don't need expensive dresses, just a sense of understanding. We've seen enough dresses that make women in their 50s and 60s lose themselves. Now it's time to pause and ask, how many dresses do we really need to shine? Here's something strange but true in the world of fashion. The best-dressed women usually don't own much. They just have a few pieces, each one chosen with intention, with a sharp eye and a heart full of self-respect. That's exactly how it should be with dresses. At 50 or 60, you don't need closets full of chiffon, silk, lace, ruffles. You don't need to chase trends or hide behind complexity, just to distract from the most beautiful thing. Yourself, we don't need expensive dresses. We need the right ones. So what's a right dress? It's the one that makes you stand taller when you walk into a room. The one that doesn't make you blend in, but brings you back to yourself. The one that makes you feel enough, even without fancy accessories or heavy makeup. Fashion isn't a race, it's a resonance. And at this age, the only thing you need to resonate with is your inner beauty. Every dress is a choice and a statement. You can choose a dress because it's comfortable, but also allow yourself to pick one because it makes you feel powerful. Wear something simple for a casual stroll. But don't shy away from a dress with elegant structure when meeting an old friend, not to impress them, but to reintroduce yourself to you. So before you buy or wear a dress, ask yourself, what does this dress say about me? If it only hides the parts of you don't like, think twice. If it makes you feel just okay, keep looking. But if it makes you smile when you look in the mirror, then no matter how simple it is, that is your dress. Beauty after 50 and 60 doesn't come from stitching. It comes from intentional choices. I've met so many women in this stage of life who say, I just don't think fashion is for me anymore. And I always tell them this. It's not that fashion doesn't suit you. You just haven't found the kind that truly suits who you are now. A flowy maxi with a gentle waistline, a silk dress with just the right sleeve length, a clean-cut A-line, nothing over the top, just right. And you, the woman with years of life behind those eyes, with a story in every line on your face. You are the one who makes that dress beautiful. If you're wondering what to wear for that upcoming trip, or that party, reunion, or maybe just a simple afternoon coffee with an old friend, let me help. This channel, Bold After 50, isn't just about dresses. It's about you. If something in this video touched your heart, hit the like button. Subscribe so you don't miss the practical tips and inspiring conversations made just for women over 50. And if you have something to share, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. This is a journey back to yourself. No need to fit in. No need to dress young to be seen. No need to follow price tags or designer labels. You just need to dress like a woman who knows who she is and loves that woman. That's enough. This is Bold After 50, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep discovering the most powerful, beautiful parts of life after 50.